Welcome everybody, my name is Jeff St. Laurent and this is the Tuesday Live Show, and today's topic is the one and only marketing activity that matters in your business. There's one. Now you could argue maybe some other ones, but there's one main one that if you're not doing on a daily basis, you're not growing your business and you're not going to have a business long term. So with that being said, before I jump into that, I do record all of my Tuesday live shows and I put them in my university at sellingcoaching.com. So check out my university. I help coaches transition to a full-time business, help you from the ground up, structuring everything from marketing to follow-ups to a qualification process, getting you clients, all the millions of micro questions that happen along the way. Hold your hand as much as you need to. So I have a lot of great programs. If you want to start off with some of my great resources, enter your name and email on the homepage at sellingcoaching.com. That's going to put you in my email community so we can stay in touch every week. And then also it's going to give you my audio resource called Launching Your Full-Time Coaching Business, the First 3 Vital Steps. With that being said, I have a great 5-month group mentor coaching program. If you look in the description of this event or down below, wherever you're watching this live or recorded, you can learn more about that and when I'm offering the next one. And if obviously you're in a position where you find that you really could use that help and that guidance and that mentoring, someone who's been there and done that, that can answer all your questions and help you specifically, guide you step by step in launching your business, keep you in the game, keep you accountable, I am available for some one-on-one mentor coaching. If that's of interest and you want to learn more, visit sellingcoaching.com and fill out the form at the bottom of the Work With Me page. I will call you directly. We'll create a relaxed conversation and we can decide where to go from there. With that being said, let's talk about the one and only marketing activity. So I'm going to get this right out of the gates. I'm not going to keep you in suspense anymore. The one and only marketing activity that we must do, and the only thing that matters in our business, is talking to new people. And you might be thinking, well, I already knew that. Okay, well, are you doing it? That's the question, right? So the other day I was in a group, my 5-month group mentor coaching program that I mentioned a little bit earlier. And one of the people was talking about what are they doing, and they were kind of like floundering. They weren't feeling really strong about what they're going. And I asked them what they were doing on a daily basis. And they're like, well, I've been posting and I've been messaging people, etc. And I said, okay, well, that's good. And there was another person who was getting out there and they were talking with people. They were going to networking meetings. They were having people asking them, what do they do? And they were talking about it. They were exchanging information. They were calling people, following up with them. They were setting up calls, and they were getting clients from it. They were getting speaking engagements. So what's the difference between the two? One is active and one is passive. Passive is posting on social media and expecting something to happen. Passive is reaching out on social media, connecting with people, like sending a connection request or a friend request or connecting with someone on LinkedIn, right? It's well, Jeff, how is that passive? Like I'm doing something, right? Well, it's passive because, okay, what are you just reaching out to connect? What are you reaching out to connect on? And so it's a very passive process. The other person is active, meaning they're getting out of the house. They're face to face someone. They're shaking their hand. They're talking to them. They're answering questions. They're asking questions, right? In a virtual world, the difference of being active is taking, LinkedIn as an example and reaching out to someone and specifically asking them a question. Hey, listen, I noticed a couple things about your profile that I might be able to help you in, or, I have a couple questions of you as a new business owner. I'd love to be able to connect. Can we make this connection and then, follow up from there? You can find someone's email, you can find someone's phone number, you can find someone's website, and information where you can directly reach out to them. You can actually use the phone. This is a phone. People don't use the phone, and you can actually call someone up and talk to them or leave them a message and say, hey, my name's Jeff St. Laurent. I found you on insert social media name if you're using that, right? I found you in a directory. I visited your website and I noticed there's some really strong, connections, or, I'm a speaker who, went through X and is now speaking on these topics. And I noticed that based on what I saw from your website or from your profile or whatever, I saw that you might benefit or value some of the topics I speak. And I'm looking for thoughts, ideas on how to get myself out there, set up more speaking engagements. So I wanted to connect with you, see if you're willing to get on a brief call with me, 10, 15 minutes where we could connect. And I could tell you a little bit more about what I'm doing to see if it's something you could help me with, or that you could, share my information. Show your enthusiasm, show your passion, right? That's active, right? So what's the number one or the only marketing activity that matters is talking to new people. It's actively talking to new people, right? So I'm not going to say that if you're messaging people, emailing people, etc., that's not good. That's good. It's a start. But we've got to proactively pursue those conversations. So it's how many people did you actually talk to today or this week? Talk to face-to-face or on the phone, not a virtual communication like an email or a message. Those don't count. I'm not saying they're not bad, and you can make progress. So if you're in a back and forth conversation with someone electronically, email, message, some platform like that, and it's an active back and forth conversation that's leading somewhere, that counts, right? But how many people are you talking to? How many people are you asking for help or ideas, or directly asking, not for coaching, hire me as your coach, but more specifically, how many people are you asking for help or ideas, or to set up an event, or I'm looking to set up an event? That's the only activity that matters. And in fact, when you start doing that, you're going to find that your business is going to start to change. You're going to find that you're actually getting, you're qualifying people. They're people that are interested in what you're doing as a coach, or they're sharing other people's information with you. They're connecting you with other people. They're willing to help you. If they're not willing to help you, it's like, listen, I appreciate that. Would you be okay if I included you in my email community? I send out emails on a weekly basis. This way, at least I can be in front of you, top of mind. If you benefit from my information, fantastic. But if not, at bare minimum, I'd love you to be there, because this way, at least if I show up in your inbox, and that week I show up, someone that or something's happening, or you have an idea, you can shoot me an email. Would you be okay with that? Most people are going to be fine with that. And that's how you start to build a network. Or it's networking. You don't have a network right now. I'm not saying you don't have, you have some network, right? Everyone has a network. But what I'm saying is in order to build your business, you've got to create a network. You've got to tap into other people's networks. How do you do that? How do they know about you? Why do they know you, like you? How are they going to get to do that? You've got to talk to them. You've got to do presentations, seminars, events, webinars, anything like that. You talk about your topic, educate around that. You've got to be able to do that. And as you start to do that more, that's going to start to open up doors. And that's everything. That's your marketing strategy, right? There's subtleties with it. There's a lot of questions that go into it as well. That's why I help people with my one-on-one and my group stuff that I'm doing with, right? But at a bare, broad brushstroke, like that's the number one activity that if you're not doing on a daily basis or a consistent basis, you're not going to have a business. That's just it. Anything behind the scenes, Jeff, I had a client the other day, and they were telling me about their social media marketing strategy, and they were posting every day, twice a day, 7 days a week. They've been doing it for a while, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, how's that been for you? What does that do? What has that done for you? They're like, I don't know. I'm getting frustrated because nothing's happening. I'm like, of course nothing's happening, because it's all passive, right? So yeah, I mean, if someone responds to or comments or engages with the post, we can follow up with them, right? But I wouldn't bank on that. So take all that time, do one a week just to have a presence. So if anyone's there, there's something that's active and it's going on, but take all that other time and identify those people specifically that you want to reach out to, and make calls, create emails, get people on calls, set up conversations, virtual meet and greets, face-to-face meet and greets, virtual coffees, face-to-face coffees, get to know them, they get to know you. And that's what's long about this business. It takes time to develop those relationships. And so you get all these marketers telling you like, okay, yeah, I run Facebook ads and do that stuff. And I'm not saying you can't do that, right? But, in the beginning, I would say like, all right, you run Facebook ads. Great. Now you get a budget. Do you know how to do the ads yourself? Most likely not. Can you learn it? Absolutely. But unless you're really confident in that, you should probably pay someone to help you do that. Because if you're spending money on advertising, you want to make sure that every dollar counts and that it's optimized. I've had clients run ads before, and it's just like, I know I've run Facebook ads, I've hired people, but for me, the thing that I've learned from the people I've hired, and I'm listening to them, I'm like, oh man, I don't even know if the money you've spent, I don't care if it's $10, $15, $20, $50 or $5,000 or 10 times that. And it's not, you know what I mean? So the whole point is like you need to dial in your approach. And I always tell people start off with the conversations because you need to learn how to converse with people. You need to talk to people. You need to learn how to present. That's the key to this business.